Hello everybody. Today I am going to show you how to create essentially your own mod launcher for Age of Oblivion. And technically this would work with other mods as well if they use Git repositories. So the first thing that you need to do is download Git Desktop. Once you download it, choose to run it, and it will install. Let's let it go. I'm doing this on a very slow virtual machine, so there we go, it's installed. Now, this is installing quickly like this because I've actually installed it before and uninstalled it. And you're seeing some of my configuration that was there before. So just forget this. It will ask you if you want to sign in. Normally to create an account, just pick no account. You don't need to sign in to do any of this. Once you have this open, what you're going to want to do is you're going to go to File, and you're going to want to pick the clone repository. There you are going to pick a URL. In this case, let me get the URL. I'm going to do this with the our pre-release repository, just because I'm going to, once we do this, I'm going to make some changes to the repository so you can see how things get updated. So I'm going to put in the link now. Actually, before you do this, sorry, I missed one step. Let's go into the folders here. You'll see that's going to CMods. There's no CMods. The first thing you want to do is go into your program files. Go into Steam or Steam. Go into Steam Apps. Common. Find your 7 days to die. So here you're going to do is you're going to copy. And you're going to create a new folder. Just call it 7 days to die. Call it whatever you want, really, but this is technically what Mod Launcher does. Find 7 days to die, and paste in the 7 days to die files. You want to do this obviously with the latest version of 7 days to die. You do this so that basically whenever you're running the mod, you're not running the mod from the actual Steam installation that you've done, because you know what, Steam can, if you're not sure, if you don't have things quite set up right, it can update the 7 days to die version, which you may not want it to do with the mod that you're using. It keeps it separate, makes it easy that you can have a different directory for running your mods, another directory that you run from if you want to just run vanilla. You can also do this multiple times for different mods. You just have a separate directory, a separate copy of all the files for each overhaul mod that you want to run. Now, this is going to work with the legacy location for mods. If you're not aware, there's the mods folder that is in the 7 days to die directory. That is the standard way. Most people still just use that directory, but 7 days to die, the Fun Pimps have changed it and added another location that is going to be default of it eventually, but it is not default now. So I'm not going to do this showing you the other location. I'm just going to do it using the legacy location for now, because it is not required to use the other location for the install. As I said, I apologize for the timing for this. As I said, I'm running this in a virtual machine that is really not very fast. It's running off of a regular old SATA hard drive and not a ton of memory, so transfer speeds are not the greatest. Now it says 8 minutes. I'm just going to pause the video for now, and I will come back when this is completed. Alright, this is done now, and it has been copied over. Now with this, as you can see, you go in the directory, there's all your stuff. In this case, you might want to go here, especially if you're going to have other mods. Say AOO, because you're going to put it Age of Oblivion here. And you're going to pick the clone repository. Now there's two ways of doing this. You could just choose a path somewhere, anywhere on your hard drive. Copy it there. It'll download everything. Then you can manually go and move the files and put them into your mods for whatever game instance that you want. But I'm going to show you another way of doing it, in which case I'm going to choose this, browse to us. Here's our 7 Days to Die. I'm going to select the 7 Days to Die as the folder. Then it goes here and puts the pre-release. This here, we're just going to change the name on this to be AOO. Oh, I think I just made a mistake in that. Yeah, you know what? This actually isn't going to work. Never mind this. So, what you're going to do, sorry, is really pick a different directory. I'll even just pick C for this case. AOO pre-release, great. Clone. And let it go. Now it's going to download everything. So, again, going to wait for this to happen. I'm going to pause the video and be back once this is done to let you know how it goes. Okay, that has completed downloading. Now that once it's completed downloading, you can go to where you were. You can see where it went. See within here there is a mods folder with everything that's here. Now the easiest way now to install is you take the mods folder, right click, copy, go 7 Days to Die, go AOO, and oh, did that copy not work on me? Hold on. Copy. Okay. What the heck is going on here? Okay. Let's do it this way. Let's drag over. Copy here. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. no. That's what I get with a slow VM. But almost done. There. Now it's done. Now you have your mods folder with everything in it as you see fit. Now when you want to run the mod, all you do is come to this folder, double click on 7 Days to Die, and it will load. I'm not going to do this right now because it will not run on this virtual machine. There is no way this is going to run, but that is basically how you will install it. Now, what you do when there is an update to the mod, you just come into your Git Desktop. You go to the repository. You might have multiple ones in here. I have this old one that's actually not there, but you pick the repository. This could be another mod or whatever. You could have the AO pre-release. You could have the stable version. Different installs for them. You'll come, fetch the origin, refreshing the repository. There's nothing there to copy. But now what I'm going to go do, which you'll see off screen, is I'm going to make some changes to that repository right now. So just give me a minute for that. This should not take very long. There's not a lot of changes, but I am just updating the pre-release right now, so might take a minute or two. And I'm pushing my changes. There we go. I've made changes, so there should be changes there now. And normally I would post in the Discord letting people know, oh, there's a new version using the same directory, so it's the same repository. So as long as the repository hasn't changed, if I made an update, like when the pre-release goes stable, there will be a new repository for A6, and you have to add that in there to download those. But now essentially there's some changes. So if I go to fetch the origin now, receiving objects. And then it says, it shows pull one commit from the origin, because it shows that I have made changes to it. So we will pull the origin. And it will have changed the files. No local changes mean that there's nothing changed here. But I've got from there. Now if you go to back to where this is downloaded, you go in here, you'll go and see what this is done just about 11:35. It's just I can verify. I know I made some changes, so what was the change I made that I can just verify this for you guys? If I go into, dang, what were the changes? I know changes. Go to benches and stations. Oh, here you can see config 11:35. So you can see this file changed when I just pulled it. Go into the config. Here we go. These are the new files that got changed. Now when you do this, it will, or should, if files, it should synchronize it, and if in the repository a file was removed, it should remove it here as well. That way you're only going to pull down the changes. When it's time for a new one, say you're wanting to go to A6, or you want to change it with to another version, then always just make sure you delete everything and do a fresh one. You're going to copy, you've downloaded this new version, so here we go. This is but this is the install. Now you need to update this. Do not just, don't just go here and say control C, this thing's not working on here. Whatever. You're not going to just go select and copy over top. Always, when updating this directory, you're always best to delete everything first and then copy over. Because if over here a file was removed and you just copy it over, you know what, it's going to copy over any change files, but if it was removed from here, it's not going to get removed from here. And you're probably going to have a problem running the game. Also remember, always, whenever you update the mod and put it over here, make a copy of your saved files. There may be no real reason to be needing a new game to start, but whenever you change stuff, there's always a possibility that something may break something. So, as I said, before I'd update, you go %app data go local. Oh, actually, I can't show you where the stuff is right now because I have not run the game yet, so it's not on here. But that can be for another video, knowing how to back up your saves. Anyways, now you should be good to go. Now, anytime that there are changes to the mod, all you have to do is go up here, fetch the origin, and it will get just the differences. You do not have to download the mod as a zip file. You do not have to download all the files again. It will automatically just get the changes for you. It will be much faster for you, and it'll be much more reliable than Mod Launcher. This will be the most reliable way for you to make sure that you have all the files, and it's a simple copy over of the files to install the mod. And also, obviously you don't have to have this separate directory. You can copy the mods up into, like, you can go here and program files, Steam apps, common, 7 Days to Die. You can put it here if you want. Nothing wrong with doing technically nothing wrong with doing that. I just recommend that you make a copy of the directory. It is usually the best way to go about it, and not run the game through here and just double click on the icon here in order to run the game. When you do this as well, it makes the game automatically run with EAC off, because AOO needs EAC to be off. If you run by the launcher, EAC will be enabled by default, and you'll have to check it off not to. You run by this executable, you never have to worry about that. Anyways, thanks, and there you go.